Welcome to the Coffee Club, broadcasting live from New York with your host, Felix, and co-host, Dr. Marc. So let's have a cup of coffee and enjoy the show.
There is no heaven. There is no hell. There is only this world and its dark reflection. And we do not know in which of the two worlds we are.
Good evening, ladies and germs. Welcome to our show. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our show. This is Felix, and my co-host is...
the ever-trustworthy Dr. Marc.
And the name of the show is Felix and Dr. Marc.
Or as I like to say, Felix and me.
Felix the cat. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank everybody for listening to us tonight. If you want to give us a call, you can call us at
646-595-3275.
Or our chat room is also open. It's open. I'm hearing myself, ladies and gentlemen, and I don't like it at all. But anyway, we're going to start it off with one of our favorite songs. Well, Marc, what is it called?
It's called Don't Run Over Anything That Is in the Street.
Yeah. Roadkill Blues. Enjoy it, ladies and gentlemen.
There's a raccoon on the shoulder, ain't going anywhere. There's a possum wearing tire tracks, dead skunk fills the air. There's a piece of something over here, the rest is over there. I'm about to lose my lunch. Hey, look out for that deer, I got the roadkill blues. I got the roadkill blues. Them poor little critters don't stand a chance, these Chevys and the Subarus. Oh, the carnage and the heartache, don't know if to cry or puke. Dogs and ducks and squirrels, guts giving me the roadkill blues. There's a mother and her ducklings, they're about to cross the road. Here comes a big old semi-truck, he's pulling a heavy load. He ain't got time to stop, I don't think he really cares. Next thing I know, where did the duckies go? Just a bunch of feathers everywhere, I got the roadkill blues. I got the roadkill blues. Them poor little critters don't stand a chance, these Chevys and the Subarus. Oh, the carnage and the heartache, don't know if to cry or puke. Dogs and ducks and squirrels, guts giving me the roadkill blues. Look out! Trail and a bear shits in the woods. But the chicken never did cross the road, cause the pickup got him first. I got the roadkill blues. I got the roadkill blues. Them poor little critters don't stand a chance, these Chevys and the Subarus. Oh, the carnage and the heartache, don't know if to cry or puke. Dogs and ducks and squirrels, guts giving me the roadkill blues. Dogs and ducks and squirrels, guts, listen up my view, roadkill blues.
Roadkill blues.
Oh, we did that already, didn't we?
There is no
forget, ladies and gentlemen. I don't even know if I'm broadcasting or I'm not broadcasting.
Of course you're broadcasting.
Well, you are. I don't know about me.
Of course you are.
I would like to wish my friend's wife down in Florida a very happy 39th birthday.
39?
Yes. We figured out that if Jack Benny can be 39, she could be 39. So she's 39 years old. I'm sure my friend Joel, if he sees another dance floor anytime soon, it will be too soon. Because he promised his wife a weekend of dancing. She's a great dancer. And what can I say? He got stuck.
He did he, huh? Well, they seem to always get stuck every Friday and Monday, don't they?
Every Friday they go dancing, and every Monday they usually go out to a movie and dinner.
They are very regimented, aren't they?
Not really. It's just that they enjoy dancing and they enjoy their time together, so all the more power to them.
What do they do on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday?
Sometimes she works, sometimes he works, and I don't know. They're like semi-retired.
Okay. Well, maybe we'll change the show to Wednesday. Then they can listen to us live.
I don't know.
I
have a joke for you, Felix.
Oh, my. Look at that. The computer just went dead again on you.
It did. Did it really?
Yeah.
You mean they can hear me. You're lying. Many thousands of years ago, ladies and gentlemen, it seems like the first humans crossed over from Russia to Alaska. But along the way, they got lost, and they couldn't get their bearings straight. So you know what they did? They knocked on Sarah Palin's door.
She's been living there for thousands of years?
Well, 6,000 that we know of.
And Sarah's that old?
Well, I don't know, but according to her, the Earth is that old. So she might have been traveling around on dinosaurs, you know.
Yeah, but they were more than 6,000 years ago.
Oh, well, you see, the joke is that it was tens of thousands of years ago. But according to Sarah Palin, it could only be 6.
Well, because she's religious, and the Bible says Earth started 6,000 years ago. And I'm sure if you go speak to the Pope, he will tell you the same thing.
I don't know about that. I don't know.
I mean, I don't think the Pope is into science as much as he is religion. How about a rabbi? What would he say?
I actually put that to a rabbi one time, a conservative rabbi. And the conservative rabbi said that while religiously he's apt to believe that what it says in the Bible is true, the modern man in him says you have to take science for what it's worth. And if science proves that the Earth is millions, if not actually 4.5 billion years old, you have to believe it.
Well, are we talking about 6,000 Earth years?
Well, they don't make any distinction in the Bible. So, I mean, an hour is an hour, a year is a year. I have no idea. I really don't.
I mean, because any realistic person knows the Earth has been around for more than 6,000 years.
I must tell you, though, that Moses happened to say that for a 4.5 billion-year-old man, God doesn't look a day over 6,000 years old. Mm-hmm. That's one way to get around it.
Well, as I said, there's faith, there's religion, then there is science, and hate to say it, but reality.
And then there's you.
And then there's me.
The esoteric reverend.
Who knows all the secrets.
You're one of a few, according to the esoteric belief. The few are privileged to know everything.
And I know how old and I really know how old the Earth is.
How old?
It's a secret. It's privileged.
That's right. I am an exoteric person. I can only go with the general knowledge.
Which is 6,000 years. And by science is how much?
4.5 billion years old.
Well, 4.5 billion is equivalent to 6,000 of the esoteric years.
Well, if we set up a ratio, we should be able to figure out what we're talking about.
Yeah. Each year is about actually a billion Earth years. They'll come close to it.
I don't know. My head doesn't. My head spins when I listen to figures that high.
Yeah, I know.
Doesn't take much for my head to spin.
Well, listen, only somebody like Muffet knows those kind of figures.
Did you say a Muppet?
Muffet. Isn't that his name? That billionaire, Muffet?
Oh, Buffett.
Oh, Buffett! Oh, hey. What do I know?
Hey, listen, if God was like Buffett, that wouldn't be... I mean, he's a good guy.
Buffett is a good guy. Maybe Buffett is God. Look at all the money he gives away. More money than God's given away. Definitely more than the church has given away.
Church gives away nothing.
They only take. That's one of the dislikes I have with the church. And also with the...
Well, organized religion always takes. It's like working as a salesman for a company. What have you done for us lately?
Well, the esoterics don't take, the bishop doesn't take a salary. Nobody takes a salary in the esoteric.
Well, I can honestly say that you, Felix, do not take a salary for the services that you render. However, what services do you render?
We give people a hard time. After that, I'm not sure. But the Earth being 6,000 is stretching it a little bit, even for the most religious, I think.
Well, that would be okay for a Friday show. Monday shows are generally politics, news, what's going on in the world. And
yeah, that's true.
From our blurb, we have a lot of things to discuss. ISIS, and I'm not talking about the Egyptian goddess. We're talking about the, I guess, civil war that's going on in Iraq right now between the Sunnis and the Shia.
Do you know what ISIS stands for?
Iraq something or other. I did.
I is Iraq, S is for Syria, Iraq, Cyrus.
What? Cyrus? How does Cyrus get in here?
Iris. How do I know? I know it's Iraq, Syria.
Well, whatever it means.
Independent.
What it does mean is, you'll excuse me, a shitload of problems for the Iraqis and the Americans.
And possibly Iran.
Actually, I think the Iranians or the mullahs are just waiting for Maliki's government to come and ask for help. The Iranians want to be like Putin. They want to save the day.
Yeah, they do. They want to be heroes. But you've got, the Iranians are what religion? Of what sect?
Iranians are generally Sunni.
Are they Sunnis?
Yes.
So why do they hate ISIS so much?
Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Neither do I. I know they're looking. The United States is looking for Iran to help.
Maybe they're Shia. Who knows? And again, what did we say Friday? We said on Friday that the Sunnis, are the Sunnis the ones? No, the Shia are the ones that have control of the oil, correct?
Right now.
Okay.
But the oil tanks, oil fields are surrounded right now by ISIS.
No, you know who they? No, not really. You know, they're surrounded by Dick Cheney clones. He's protecting his investment.
No, they're surrounded by ISIS.
Speaking
right
of
now.
Dick Cheney, how did you like the way Megyn Kelly from Fox News really handed it to him? He was complaining about the Obama administration and everything that they've been doing wrong and how they've lied. And she actually turned around and said to him, those are the exact same things that you said back in 2003. So you brought us into this. And of course, you know what he said.
But.
Yeah, homina, you know. Double talking.
Yeah, well, he didn't expect anybody from Fox Radio to challenge him.
Exactly.
Fox TV, whatever.
Well, maybe this is a new turn for Fox News.
Yeah, and Fox News was they say they were very fair to Hillary Clinton.
Well, actually, there are some people that say they were too easy on her.
Because of what's the name of that woman that interviewed her? I forgot now.
Greta Van Susteren.
They said she was just too nice. And she says that's her style. That's the way she interviews.
Well, I don't think Brett Barr was very rude.
No, nobody
anything.
was.
They were both very nice.
Yeah. I think I think they asked fair questions.
I think if she had gone on O'Reilly's show or Hannity's show, she would have been faced with tougher questions. Or I also think that Charles Krauthammer would have asked tougher questions.
Yeah. Listen, I'm sure they also had an agreement of certain things before she appeared. No matter what.
And that only works with Sarah Palin. She only agrees to answer the questions that have already been selected for her, so she knows in advance.
Well, you don't know if there's limitations of what they were allowed to ask. So all these deals cut.
I don't think there were any. I don't think Hillary would allow it. But that's my opinion.
Who knows? Why wouldn't she allow it? You know, they didn't get down and dirty.
No, I'm saying there was no agreement. Hillary said, you ask whatever you feel you have to.
Whatever.
But, once again, according to our blurb, are we in a recession? Are we in recovery? Are we getting out of Iraq? Are we out of Iraq, or are we getting back into Iraq? You know, what would you call these advisors? I mean, there isn't much that 300 soldiers can do.
You know, again, I was listening to Fox, which I always like to hear the opposite side, to hear what they're saying. And they're saying that this is all that they're agreeing. Obama can't do anything else. He says you can't bring the troops back on the ground. I mean, they're saying
the American people would not stand for it.
What the Republicans are saying is he should have never pulled all the troops out originally. But now he has no choice. He can't do much. He can only do what he's doing.
Well,
so
I think we sort of explained that he couldn't leave a residual force because Malachi was not promising to protect the Americans that were left behind. You even mentioned it on Friday.
No, I know. Yeah.
No, I'm saying it for our listening audience. You said that, Malachi wouldn't promise not to prosecute any Americans if anything happened.
Well, plus maybe we don't know if it was the agreement was supposed to be a blanket agreement or just accidental or,
No, he refused to sign. He didn't want to sign that paper.
Yeah, I'm saying we never saw the paper. We don't know exactly what he refused to
But
sign.
the bottom line is Obama's hands were really tied. He had to protect American troops. That's his job as the commander-in-chief.
You okay, Mark?
No, I think I'm choking here.
All these nuts.
I think so. Too many.
Too many nuts we're eating here. Anyway.
Ladies and gentlemen, just a reminder, our number here for the one or two people
who might be interested in calling in, it's 646-595-3275.
I think I'm dying here.
Well, speak for yourself. And our chat room is also open for all those introverts who don't want to talk on the phone. And usually you don't want to talk in the chat room either when you sign in, so I don't know.
Well, people originally, people went into chat rooms to pick up other people. But when you're the only one in there, I mean, what are you going to do, have a conversation with yourself?
Boy, what a catch I am. Come on, people, rip me apart. Send me a chat message.
Do something.
Anyway, with the elections starting to come into play now, you're hearing a lot of primaries. Looks like some Tea Party people are doing better.
Notice Governor Cuomo has had quite a few TV ads on lately explaining how he came to Long Island, he came to Staten Island with Sandy aid.
Well, yeah, he wants that New York vote, the New York City vote, the suburbs of New York.
Well, he'll probably do very well, in the boroughs, and he'll probably do fairly well in the island. It depends who the Republicans are putting up against him. I really don't know.
Yeah, I don't think he does really that well on the island, though.
I don't know. I don't think he's that worried, if you want to know the truth.
About losing? No, I don't think so. Well, with him, I wouldn't be worried.
But I understand in Jersey, Chris Christie is having some problems again. It's almost like, what is it, in The Godfather? Every time I think I'm out, they drag me back in. Well, every time he thinks he's free and clear of Bridgegate, something else happens, or they talk about questioning another aide, and his name gets mentioned over and over again.
It's like Benghazi. They keep bringing it up over and over and over.
Well,
but this time I think it's the Democrats doing it.
I don't think that they have to worry about that, really. I think Benghazi is going to become a thing of the past.
Well, so is Christie.
That's true. His star is fading quickly. Then you got Bobby Jindal in Louisiana. he pulled out of the core education, core curriculum. We discussed that a couple of months ago. He doesn't want to have any part of it. And I think that's primarily because he doesn't understand what the hell it is. But I'm not going to sit here and explain it to him.
Explain it to me.
I don't know what it is.
Oh.
That's why.
Oh. Oh, okay. I think we have a phone call coming in. Come on now.
You better pick it up before they hang up.
Is it Dapper Dan that I hear?
Are you guys there?
Are you there?
I'm here.
Well, it is
Felix.
Dapper Dan.
What are you guys talking about tonight?
We are talking about...
We're talking about you.
No, don't do that.
We're talking about Dapper
too many
Dan.
people doing that.
We are talking about the Earth being 6,000 years old
versus
4.5
billion years old.
We are talking about Syria and Iraq, Iran, ISIS.
Don't you remember Walter Cronkite? Walter Cronkite used to have a show. You are there.
Mm-hmm.
4.5 billion years ago, Dan was there when the Earth was formed.
Is that true, Dan?
I don't know about that.
Or were you there when it was formed 6,000 years ago?
Before we play, what is the actual topic tonight? I don't have no. I told you guys before. We're going to have hotel rooms. I don't have access to it.
We're discussing current events, including ISIS in Syria, Iraq.
300 advisors.
We don't. If you ask my opinion, Richard, we didn't understand. They were there for thousands of years before. America is only 200-something years old. America, I mean, they're there around for thousands of years. We shouldn't have got involved. We don't understand them. They don't understand us. Other than it's about oil. So now we have a big problem here because we look stupid.
Dan, it's like men and women. We don't understand each other.
Yeah, right. Right, exactly. We got involved in something, whether marriage or not, but we got in something involved ourselves in that we did not understand. And now we look really stupid.
Yeah, well, the only good thing that's happening is the U.S. is now about 85% self-dependent when it comes to oil and and fuel.
Well, we talked about that stuff already. I think on your show we talked about the government. The only reason why we're dependent on it because the government can't figure out how to charge for solar energy and how we breathe our air. They don't know how to charge for that, so they can't charge for solar panels on your roof, charging your home. They need money, but our government needs money to. I don't understand politics. They need that money from oil fields right now to pay for the government and keep the country going. It's a real tough problem. So really, now Obama is really saying, I don't know, like talks with two tongues. Obama just said that we're no more troops on the ground to fight this new whatever ICI, whatever they call themselves. I don't know where he even came from. I never heard them before. And now he said, what's he going to do it? Airstrikes. But now I heard, guys, $2,500 to 25 troops or 2,500 troops going in?
No, 300.
No, 300. 300 advisors.
No, advisors. What's advisors?
They don't fight.
They don't fight, okay. So, we really messed up as a country, the United States. We messed up. And when I say I didn't vote for him. But not to put blame on one person. He went through a lot, Obama, but this is wrong. This is so wrong.
Well, you know what? You really can't blame him.
No,
because the Iraqi soldiers. No, the Iraqi soldiers are taking off their uniforms, leaving the Humvees in the middle of the street, and even
which we gave them.
It's not worth risking. It's not worth risking their lives for their own country. Well, if it's not worth them risking their lives, why should an American boy or girl risk his life or her life?
Well, here's the thing with politics and money. I mean, obviously, wars makes us money. It makes us money, wars. Dr. Marc and Felix, it makes us money. And, you know, I'm tired. I don't know about you, but I'm not tired. I love to go out on the fields. But we're done seeing our country fall. We're done with it. How much? Just let them be. Let the Middle East fight with themselves. Let them solve it. That's the whole funny thing with Hussein. He dealt with it. He knew how to deal with that fighting in the Middle East. Let him deal with the problems. Let Israel deal with the problems. Why is the United States going over there other than oil? Oh, don't tell me terrorism is causing what? Oh, they put America. It's a fear tactic. You're a doctor. It's a fear tactic. Put fear in our hearts and say, hey, we have to go over there and fight. They're going to kill us.
Yeah, but they always put fear in our hearts.
I know, but let them deal with it. Just because we don't help them doesn't mean that we're going to get bombed. We got bombed because we caused fear in them, and we hurt.
I don't think it's Israel's problem any more than it's our problem.
So what do you think we should do, Dr. Marc? Go in there, send our troops in there, and lose more people over this?
No.
Where were they? Our civil?
Let them fight their own civil war.
All right, let them fight. Right, when we had a civil war, who helped us? Anybody? We did it ourselves. No one helped us.
You know, when we were fighting the war between
North
the states,
the South and
it was the North and the South.
Right.
You know, when we fought the Revolutionary War, it was different. You had
that's my point. Let them fight it out. The problem I have is we're fighting over oil. That's what I'm upset about. And we're losing troops, American kids, over oil. We're not fighting. Why are we fighting their war? Let them fight it out. Other than because it's oil. You know, Bush.
I agree.
Bush really got me upset because Bush was we're going to go in there and this oil, gas, and everything's go down, oil prices, and it skyrocketed. It was about oil, so Halliburton could make money.
No, so Dick Cheney can make money.
Cheney. Well, Halliburton, Dick Cheney can make money. That's what really
right.
got. We lost a lot of troops because the Halliburton had oil going out of there. So now we're going to go back in there. Let them fight it out. No one helped us in the Civil War. Our United States Civil War, no one helped us out. It's our own or against our own. Let them deal with it. Why did we have to jump in there? Because
it's a religious civil war. Sunnis and Shias. You know, it doesn't concern us. Either way, no matter who wins, we're going to pay through the nose for oil.
Right. You know, that's another thing. Not we. I said we don't understand. None of us understand the politics of it and their religion. They're different than us. They're different. Look, you and I grew up in a neighborhood of, neighborhood of like when you live like this normal family life, 2 people, and husband and wife and a couple kids. These people live in, and I just see my neighborhood changed. 10 people live in the home. They don't care. That's how they live. what we got involved in, kind of like Vietnam. We didn't understand what we walked into. And we walked into something 10 times worse over there. Let them deal with it. I hate the media. Watch TV all day. Tell them, they're putting fear into you. Well, I'm not scared of anything. They're putting fear into us, saying, oh, we don't do this, they're going to bomb us. They're bombing us because this is what we're doing to them. Let them fight. Have a civil war. I'm sorry, people will die over there, but under their knives and guns, let them die over there. Let them figure it out.
You know who the leader of ISIS is? Anybody?
I don't even know, Felix. I couldn't tell you. I don't even know. There's probably a guy who was being let loose out of getting over. We're probably going to be let loose.
He was let loose in 2009, I believe. He was in a Iraqi jail, and it's one of the people that America's let loose, I guess. And he said, "I'll see you guys in New York." That was his threat.
That's what I'm talking about. You know,
maybe it's Iraqi, Syrian, independent states or something like that. I don't know.
So Dr. Marc, what do you think the U.S. position should be right now with this battle?
Run like hell.
Well, I'm not even happy with advisors being there, but hey, look, as long as no one's going to die,
it's always that's the thing of like, I love that, everyone wants peace in the Middle East, but you know what? It's not our job to do it. Let them do it. Peace in the Middle East. I mean, yeah, we don't want peace, but you know what? Let them deal with it, not us, and lose 4,000 troops over it.
It's not our fight.
It's our fight.
Yeah.
It's not our fight unless it's over oil. That's when it's our fight. And, we got robbed of that one, too. If you're going to fight, at least let us get 99 cents a gallon of gas. If we're going to fight, it goes up and up and up. Doesn't stop. We're losing our kids going to war over there. It's not worth it to me. That's their fight. This is why America is so great. Because we fought.
One of the things, Islamic states of Iraq and Syria. That's what ISIS means. Islamic states of Iraq and Syria.
Now they're saying that the members of the old, what do they call it?
Saddam's Ba'athist Party
are joining ISIS.
I know.
Top generals.
Look, ISIS is probably, I feel, you ask me on the phone right now, or online, or on the air here, let them fight it out. Let them fight it out. We had our own wars in America. Let them fight it out. We should not be in there. You're fighting there for oil, but you know what? So Americans can take oil from them and give it to us for a rate. We're not in trouble. We're not in trouble here in the United States. We're getting ourselves in trouble going in there other than money. Unfortunately, it's money.
Dan, how quickly we forget. How quickly we forget that when we were training, I know it's Afghan police and soldiers, which is not Iraq. How many of them turned around and killed Americans? I wouldn't put it past the Iraqis to do the same.
No, I agree. I agree 100%. Dr. Marc, I agree 100% with you. It's a mess, and a mess that we should not be in. I think America should just take care of America. Let them take care of themselves. I mean, other than we're there for oil.
Yeah, but you have to understand also, America is too powerful a force for democracy to once again adopt the policy of being an isolationist. We're too involved with world problems.
Well, America got very lucky just because of our geographic location. We're near nobody. That's going to hurt us. We grew up technology-wise, and we grew up. That's why America is great. Take care. We grew up great. We're more powerful than anyone else. But I don't know why we're getting involved over it other than money. I don't care. We're you know what? We're pissing off. I wish I was advisor to Obama, because we're pissing off more and more every day. That's when towers came down. We pissed.
Well, we have somebody, Dan. We have somebody who made a comment. They say that, which I know is true, we only get about 12% of our oil from Iraq. This is what somebody typed in a chat room.
No.
And they also said that it's all about the New World Islamic Caliphate. It's a New World Order. That's what it is.
It's New World Order, right. You're right. It's a New World Order. I mean, that's been what Rockefeller said it himself. New World Order coming. So, it's look, this world has changed. I mean, you'll agree. I mean, geez, this world has changed. This fighting now over there, I don't understand. I really don't. Just why are we there? It's not our country. We only like good old World War I, World War II, fight for your country, and we did.
Supposedly the Iraqis had a free election, and Maliki was supposedly elected in an honest, I say this in quotes, an honest election. We can't dictate to a country who they should, have running their country.
Right.
The one thing he did do, he was not inclusive. Maliki is a Shia, and the Sunnis have absolutely no voice in their government at all. And
right.
That it's almost like back in the revolutionary days here, taxation without representation.
Yeah.
We were being taxed by the British.
Right.
They were making all the laws, and we had no say at all. Well, the Sunnis feel the very same way. And those who remained loyal to Saddam, they feel that they don't have a voice in their government, and this is the only way that they can protest.
And these are a lot of teachers, lawyers, doctors who are protesting and are fighting along with ISIS.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen to our country, guys. But I'm telling you that, it's like our country. I can't believe it's not more of a stand-up. I don't think it's going to happen, but I feel there's like a revolt going to happen, but it won't. But a revolt's going to happen soon here, I think.
Well, the only kind of revolt we're going to have.
No, we're smart enough to know.
Yeah, we're smart enough to know. Right.
You go to the ballot and you vote.
That's our revolt, yeah. That's what I'm just
going
to say.
No, guys. Vote. That's the whole problem. The voting, they're all bad. All of them. I don't care if you vote for Obama, Bush, whoever. They're all bad. I mean, Hillary Clinton, they're all bad. You think they have our interests at heart, but they're all bad. Look what they all would do. No, Obama I feel bad for him because he just inherited power as shit, and trying to get at it. But that's what disgusting. Vote, doing your vote. That's your job, your duty to vote as a citizen of the United States. But at the same time, look how bad it is. Now, who you vote for, they all suck. That's how I feel.
Well,
I'm sorry. I don't know how you guys feel about voting. You vote.
Our one person in the chat room Flycatch, says the entire Middle East is destined to be controlled by Saudi Arabia. And probably, I mean, look, let's face it, Saudi Arabia has a stable government. You know, is he a dictator? I don't know.
Yeah. What do you say? They control the petrodollar, and if they shoot
I don't know.
drop
I think Israel will just take over and take control.
The only democratic government in the Middle East is and always will be Israel, as small as they are.
No, they're strong. They're a strong bunch. We just, you know, obviously we support them, obviously, but they should just take control or you know, over us, United States was back off. I hate that fear factor they put in with, terrorism that come if we don't go in there.
Well,
I think that's full of shit.
The United States has to, Dan, what the United States has to do, the bottom line, is become self-sufficient when it comes to energy.
Oh, yeah, right. Energy, right, I agree with you. What's the problem? Energy is that how can they charge on energy? How can they charge us for the sun? How can they charge us for, you know, solar panels in your room? How can they charge you? They're just trying to figure it out. Right now, we're just Halliburton and oil. That, you know, we're going to depend on oil. We all know we need it in coal. We all know that. It's just that the government's trying to figure out. And look, they're a government. We elected these people to figure out these things, and they're saying, "Oh shoot, we're going to lose." And in a good way, our government may be saying, "Hey, geez, if we cut on oil and coal to manufacture things, they're like, oh, we're going to lose a lot of jobs." So maybe that's what the government's thinking about. But how do you tell them, or how they tell us, we're going to charge you for whatever per gigawatt of your whatever from your solar energy, your breathing, because they know the technology's there. They got, all know that with the sun, the power thing. Planes are flying around now without gas. But the government is also knowing that if we take away oil, we're going to lose a lot of jobs. Kind of like the internet did to Felix and our industry. Felix Technology took a lot away from jobs. So imagine
we can create a lot of jobs in the United States by utilizing the natural resources we have here.
Well,
we can't keep relying on we cannot rely on other countries. Small countries like Brazil are self-reliant, self-sufficient when it comes to fuel. They've managed to figure out ways of doing it. We're a much more developed country than they are. We should be able to do it.
Yeah, I know. We can do it. Our government has to figure out how to tax us on how to do it. That's all. They're just so, just a routine thing. They just say, we need oil from over there, oil over there. We'll make money here. We'll keep our, the economy going. Once they figure out a way to tax solar power.
Flycatch has a different opinion. He says Obama refused to develop our own natural resources, and this is by design. You must remember that Obama is a Muslim and bowed to the king, the Saudi king.
Well, right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. As far as who you elect, either way, everything's corrupt. Hopefully corruption in a good way, and the corruption's not always bad to us. Sometimes it's looking out for everyone's interests. But
the question is Obama a Muslim? No.
Yeah.
That's what he's saying. I don't know.
No, he's a Muslim. No, we all know that. We just don't know whether he's born in the United States. That's all. Anyway, what's your topic, guys, tonight? I don't want to go off your track too much.
We're talking about it. What do you mean, what's our topic? The caller is naive and holds his alliance to the state.
Did Marc fall asleep on us? I think
what?
Dr. Marc fell asleep. Drugs, where'd he go?
Dr. Marc didn't fall asleep, but Dr. Marc is
quiet,
making coffee. to have his coffee, otherwise he can't stay awake. Okay.
Yeah, but I don't know. So going back over to Iraq is. I just think just everybody pull out. All our troops, man, U.S. troops, pull out. Let them deal with their mess, and don't put that scare tactic in. Don't put the scare tactic into the United States. Oh, we're here attacked. Let them deal with it.
Well,
you know, I don't know how you feel about it. That's how I feel, Felix. Let them deal with their problems. It's an oil issue, and we all know it. You know, they defend our oil fields. You know, that's where the fighting's over. Let the
well, as I said, we have to get...
Let the ISIS is one who wants to be in power, let them be in power. We all know, why is it our problem?
It shouldn't be. I agree with you. And as I said, it is the whole issue
no. You see, we can't dismiss the Middle East the way we used to. Not since 9/11. Not since 9/11. Okay.
Why did 9/11 happen? Because it pissed the Middle East off.
All of you, no, Dan. All of you terrorists.
We supported this jerk who apparently we killed.
No.
Bin Laden,
Yeah,
but why was he pissed?
Dan, against the Russians, we supported Osama bin Laden. Okay.
Against the Russians.
That's what I said. But then what happened? We totally left the country. We dropped them like a hot potato.
Right.
He never forgot that. Okay.
He never forgot that. Right.
And that's why all of the terrorists, basically, I would say of the 19, at least 12 of them had passports from Saudi Arabia. All right. This is a country that we're supposed to be friendly with. Okay. This is a country that we buy oil from.
Right. I think. I mean, look. I think. You see, I still love the TV or news. I see the Putin and Obama. I mean, of course he's pissed off. Of course, Obama and this time was pissed off. They're giving a right.
Dan, we have. Ask him.
We supported Bin Laden with our military to fight the Russians. So now you wonder why Putin is sitting there all pissed off at us. We supported Bin Laden and Bin Laden got pissed off at us for terrorism. It's obvious. I mean, everyone knows. I think everybody knows that's what happened.
The Flycatch wants to know if you've been affiliated with the mafia.
There is no mafia. If the mafia was around in the Middle East, there would be no more Middle East if they were around.
There is no heaven. There is no hell. There is only this world.
But that's the whole problem with the...
I'll tell you one thing. Of course, take a fictional character like Michael Corleone. If Michael Corleone was around and in the Middle East, he would take care of family business, okay? Just like he took care of family business when he was in Vegas, and he got rid of all of the other dons from the other families.
Well,
yeah, no. If there was a mafia, I think the Middle East would be taken care of if there was one. I think taken care of already.
It's really amazing. You know, I dated an Italian girl for quite a while, and she said everybody thinks because her name ends in a vowel that she knows about the mafia. I've yet to meet, I shouldn't say this, I know of one person who readily admits that there is organized crime, that there is or was Cosa Nostra, mafia, etc. Okay? But except for that one person, everybody else who's Italian says there is no such thing as the mafia.
Like I just told you, there's no such thing.
Okay, let's see now. Flycatch says we buy oil from We purchase oil from Saudis because it is cheaper to distillate.
Well,
if that's the case, then what about the oil from the oil that they're talking about from the Keystone Pipeline? That is not very good oil. That's really dirty oil, and I think it's going to take a hell of a lot to clean that oil up before we can even use it.
It's going to be
That's going to be the problem.
It's going to be more expensive. It's going to raise the price of oil, but in the long run, I think it's worth it.
You think so?
Well, the Keystone Pipeline will generate jobs. There's no doubt about that. And if we keep it going, it'll be permanent jobs. Now, one thing that, Sarah Palin and John McCain said back in 2008, drill, baby, drill. The environmentalists were against it. However, one of my friends who's an engineer, a health and safety engineer, said that by drilling, which makes sense, it would lower the price of the oil that we were paying for gas, and our gas prices would be less. But we have a very strong lobby as far as, the EPA goes, and
Dr. Marc, how come we're not drilling down in our, well, we actually are, but in the U.S.?
Yeah.
By
the way, the caller just put something else in the chat room. It's true. The oil from Canada is now destined for China, not for us, because we were too slow to react to buy it from Canada. So they decided to sell to the Chinese.
That's nice.
But if we approve, if Congress or if we have a president who approves the Keystone Pipeline, it will at least alleviate part of the problem of unemployment as far as making jobs. The people will have to be trained, yes, but, these are jobs that they'll have.
Yeah, I know, but if Canada is selling the fuel now to China, what are they going to use? What are we going to pipe in? Water? Air? I don't know. I don't know if there's how much China is committed to purchasing Canada.
Well, and
plus the Chinese are not.
Think about Alaska. We have so much land in Alaska that's lying fallow. We're not using it at all. It's not near any cities or communities.
Hey, Dr. Marc, can we get Sarah Palin on the phone now about Alaska?
Let's see.
I love to talk to her.
Not
She's
true.
fun. I'm sorry. I don't know how you feel about her, but I take her as a joke.
Excuse me.
Yeah, I don't know how you guys feel about her, but I take her as a total joke. Oh, she comes off. Maybe she's smaller than I think, but I take her as a joke.
Let me just read out the notes from the chat room for a second.
Yeah, chat's going on, Felix. Your show is growing.
Yeah. Not true. The federal government
Well, you should tell some of your friends, Dan, to go
Hey,
on the
let me
chat
try
room.
to read this. He's saying the federal government is raising the federal gas tax by 12 cents. This is going to be a 68% increase.
Well, I know I went to the pump today and gassed up, and it was almost $3.90. And this is from BJ's, which is supposed to be fairly inexpensive. I've seen gas pumps where it's already $3.99 and $4 for regular. And we have the heavy summer months coming when people do a lot of driving. So I wouldn't be surprised if this continues. We're going to see gas topping off at $5 before the end of the summer.
Okay, the other thing
look, Dr. Marc, I agree with you. I don't know whether we're being very selfish Americans because, as you know, Europe is paying $10 a gallon and a half for years.
Well, that's very true. I mean, if a European was to come here and see the price for gas, they would say,
"Boy, is
so
that
cheap."
I remember when I was a kid, but I was a teenager. I remember paying 97 cents a gallon. 97 cents a gallon. I remember the lowest I've ever seen it in my life.
Try 15 cents.
Yeah.
When I was in college, it was 15 cents a gallon. You guys might have, sorry to hit the
age on you guys, but you guys might have seen that. I was paying 90 cents a gallon. And it was $1.19, $1.20, $1.30. Then we went, $1.99. Okay, you can deal with it. Then we go to war and whatnot. Now it's $4 a gallon.
Dan, how many times have you watched a movie that's 25 years old? Okay, it's like from 1990 or 1989, and a car is stopped at a gas station, and you see $1.24 for gasoline.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
But the problem is that it's okay if the money goes up on gas. The problem is when our salaries are stagnant and they're not, or go down, and everything else going up. That's the whole problem.
What do you say?
Let me read a couple more notes, Dan, from our from Flycatch. He's saying that the federal government owns 70% of our land mass, which sounds right, I guess. The goal of Obama, if you're not aware, wait a second. He said the goal of Obama's administration is to raise the price of to $7 a gallon. If you're not aware, of we are number 2 exporter of oil in the world. So you're saying, Flycatch, you're saying we're the number 2 exporter, and we have an oil shortage here?
Yeah.
Well, no, it's not that we have an oil shortage. Figure it out. How long do those barges stay offshore? You're in transportation, Felix. How long do those barges stay offshore until the price goes up and then they bring them back in?
And they come right,
so they
then
can
bring them back in.
More money.
Right, exactly. That's exactly right. Exactly right. They wait for the dollar sign to come in. They stay. You look. This is not rocket scientists here. You can see these barges sitting off the Belt Parkway, sitting there waiting. They're just sitting there floating around doing nothing. They're waiting They're waiting for how much fire can they get. Which is sad, but
if we're the number 2 exporter of oil in the world, then why don't we stop exporting and leave more for ourselves?
Because I think what Flycatch is trying to say, if you think about it, if the United States was to take that oil and sell it here, they would have to charge more. It's cheaper for us to import the oil from the Middle East, rather than from ourselves. But that's why we ship it overseas, where we can charge more and make more of a profit. Either way,
4,000 troops have to pay for that.
Either way, Chinese pockets are getting heavy laden with money.
Right. Well,
I hate to sound like a
we lost 4,000 kids over that issue. How they sleep at night and put the pillow down at night, sleep on it, I don't know how.
Cheney says he sleeps very well. Dick Cheney says he sleeps very well. And George W. is too ignorant to understand what's going on. So, he doesn't give... All he does is paint feet and cats and landscapes.
Yeah, I don't... It's just, same with oil. I'll change the topic a little bit. Same with oil. The same thing with guns in our country. It's a money-making thing. It's never going to stop. John Kerry, the guns, we're never going to stop it. You can't. We need them. People want to have them. So all this, after what happened in Sandy Hook, it's not going to stop.
Yeah, but I have news for you.
What?
I'm glad I don't live in Texas or any other state, Arizona, that has the carry permit. I mean, it's very unnerving to see a woman pushing a baby carriage, okay, or a stroller with an automatic rifle slung over her shoulder, okay?
You're exaggerating a little bit.
No, I saw it.
Yeah.
Automatic weapons are not legal in the United States. You can't walk it around the streets.
Well, then what kind of shotgun? Well, either way, a shotgun or whatever they were carrying. I mean, you can tell I'm not really up on this stuff.
That's what the look. It's just like oil. It's not going to go away. At least for as far as my lifetime, probably not.
I mean,
guns that never go away. As long as we cause wars and we fight, we gotta keep guns. And
hey, Dan, if bar fights used to be settled by a fight with your fists.
A fist fight.
You know, now they whip out their Glocks.
Their piece or whatever they got. You're right.
Like in the Old West. And women used to get into cat fights and pull hair. Now they just take their rifles and start firing at each other.
You're kind of right. I mean, it just what happens to like you said, guys should take. We don't talk too many years. These guys should come out and just fist fight. A woman would just pull her hair, but that's not what's happening these days. That's what guns are around. Guns are never going to go away. Oil might go away first before guns. Guns are never going to go away. Never. Oil might, and coal might, but not guns. And it's just sad that people are shooting each other. And NRA has it. I love it. NRA says that. Guns don't kill people. People kill people. And just got to keep the guns in the right hands. I think the three of us are pretty much sane.
It's people with
where
guns
when
that
to use it, not use. So guns are meant for safety.
There are more people that kill people with knives in other ways than guns.
It's not. It's true that statement from NRA. It's so true, Felix. It's not. You gotta.
I'm not against the Second Amendment. If somebody wants to have a gun, a licensed gun in their home for protection, if they really think they need it, that's up to them. And as long as everything is legal, that's fine. But when you start carrying these things, I mean, I draw the line with that.
Here's the problem, guys, with our government. Someone can storm into your home, try to rape somebody. If you shoot them, you go to jail. It has happened. And I don't understand that law. You can't, someone can break into your home, burglarize it, you shoot them, you're the one who gets in trouble.
Yeah.
I'm so confused by that one.
Mark, you can read a couple.
No, go ahead.
Okay.
I'm doing plenty of talking here.
Flycatch, again, we're going to go read a couple of his comments. One of them is, I will stop when we broom Obama and his kind from our shores. Oil is a renewable resource that lubricates the tectonic plates. Firearms are for defense and the deterrent. Check the crime statistics if you have doubt.
I don't know. Think about this for a second. When the last comment by Flycatch, it's for we all know guns are for defense, but a deterrent? I don't know. What about the states that have the death penalty? The death penalty is not a deterrent when it comes to murders and vicious crimes and rapes. Whether a state has the death penalty or not is not a deterrent at all as far as people committing violent crimes.
Well, as Dan would have said, if there was a teacher that had a gun in Connecticut, maybe there would have been a lot less people killed. Right, Dan?
Absolutely. That's the whole catch of NRA. If a teacher was carrying a gun, that wouldn't have happened. And it's sad to say it that way because the school we talked already about this. I mean, this shouldn't be happening. I mean, kids should go to school happy, not worried about incident like this happening. But I hate to say it, guys, you think I'm crazy, but technology caused this. Kids are watching all these video games and shooting everybody up, and you would tell me no when I'm wrong, but life got stressful. Kids are watching these shows, or reality shows, and technology with all the video games they play. People shooting everyone up. We never had this growing up in school.
Yeah. We'll go back to fly catch.
Now these poor kids have to worry about going to school whether they're going to get shot. That's crazy.
It seems like
shooting happens in the streets, behind closed doors, not in schools.
Yeah.
Well, but Flycatch happens to say that carrying a gun, I believe he was referring to this, saved his life on more than one occasion. He didn't go into any detail, and we're not asking for any detail.
Well, he looks like he's typing a little bit more, so we'll know. But I haven't seen yet. The NRA...
someone's typing in?
Well, I don't know about
Yeah,
he's making...
but the school thing is like...
No,
Dr. Marc, you're a school teacher. I mean... I just don't know. I don't think you want to carry a gun, but I bet you in Sandy Hook you carry one.
I've said that before. I wouldn't want to, because who knows if that wouldn't have led to more deaths.
Well, not in that instance.
Our chat room guest Flycatch has said that. And I don't know if this is true or not. I mean, he might have statistics on this, that the NRA was formed to train blacks how to use guns and weapons to protect them from the KKK.
I don't know about that one.
I don't know. The only thing when it comes
that's far-fetched, but who knows? That's far-fetched.
When it comes to Southern America, okay, or Middle America, or growing up, on farmlands and everything, everybody had a gun. When a kid turned 6, his father would buy him his first rifle, and he would teach him how to shoot cans and bottles and stuff.
Right.
And they would go hunting during hunting season. I don't know whether this really is the case.
It's a guy thing, it's a manhood thing. I mean, every father. Look, my first gun was a BB gun. That was my first gun. How to shoot cans, and then it turned into a rifle, and into a shotgun, and it turned. It's just a childhood thing. But the thing of it with Sandy Hook is that you don't put the guns in the wrong hands. If someone is not responsible.
Well, let me
kid.
Let me just say one thing. I never accused Flycatch of not having the right statistics. I just said I don't know. Okay, I'm sure he said I should Google it, and the bottom line is I'm sure that if I do Google it, I'll be able to find out.
That's what he said. Yeah.
Yeah. But if that's the case, we could. The NRA. Listen, the NRA. Along with, their policy of wanting to see more people legally carrying weapons and guns, probably has training programs that they set up so people learn the proper use of the weapons that they're purchasing.
Well, Dr. Marc, what I experience in life is that it's ever changing. Unfortunately, because of our technology, teachers are going to have a gun. Life is ever changing. It's horrible, but look what's happening. Hell, movie theater guys are going to have to have guns soon. You have to, these guys walking around with flashlights, making sure you're not in your popcorn, you're quiet, are going to have to carry guns. And that's sad. You can't watch you can't go to the movies anymore. Never mind kids who are scared to go to school now because of what they see on TV. I'm afraid to go to the movie myself. Go to the movies. I'm afraid some jerk is going to come in shooting away.
Did it just goes to show, the society in which we live. When doctors were making house calls, and
Right.
obviously they would carry drugs with them in the car, in their bag. There was never this kind of problem as far as, people holding up a doctor for drugs or anything. When a pharmaceutical representative goes from doctor to doctor with samples, I mean, if that's the case, these guys are going to need to carry weapons soon.
Right. No, look, I don't know how you feel about that, Felix and Dr. Marc. I feel like if everyone carries a gun, there would be no violence because everyone would be scared of what would happen. I hate seeing the news. Nothing good on the news on TV. Nothing good. Old ladies getting raped, old ladies getting killed, and old men getting robbed. I mean, with a gun, and people robbing stores. If that person, that robbery, or that asshole knew that you were carrying, probably wouldn't happen. These people who carry guns know that they have strength. But if they know the other person has a gun, it probably wouldn't happen. School shooting in Sandy Hook, I keep bringing up Sandy Hook, that just killed me, my heart, for the kids. If a teacher had a gun, it would never have happened. Or at least not as bad.
The bottom line is the country wasn't moved to do something about registering or controlling guns after Sandy Hook when it was 20 children and 6 adults. Then nothing is ever going to change.
Yeah, the only change I see with guns is that it's never going to go away. It's just a matter of who has them. It's just who has them.
That's true.
Don't get this what happened in Sandy Hook. I can't believe this woman had this. You let this kid have guns. I can't believe that. That's the weird thing with the Sandy Hook is that she knew her stomach had problems, and he had access to guns. That's a weird one. That one I can't explain. I really can't. No one can. That's a whole big mystery. No one can explain that one. How that kid had access to a rifle. High-powered rifle, not to mention, and how mother let that happen. Guns are fine and all, you know what? Just don't put it in the wrong hands.
Well, Adam Lanza was a disturbed person. His mother was a gun collector.
Right.
No, she was a gun collector. Okay, the guns were in the house. It's not like he had any of the guns registered to him. They were all registered to her.
Right.
So it was right there for him to have. The Santa Barbara shooter, his parents tried to get him into therapy, tried to tell the police that, he had definite mental problems. But when the police came, they to his apartment, first of all, they didn't have a search warrant. They saw a relatively calm, put-together young man who was able to answer their questions, who didn't seem to be a danger to anyone or himself. So they just wrote it up in their book, and that's what they reported. And then a few days later, he killed 6 people, three or 6 people, I'm not sure. And then he killed himself.
I want to read a couple comments.
I not feel bad. It's just sad. I mean, the schools are like on lockdown.
Yeah.
They're just have to have security codes to get into the school because this is horrible.
Dan, I'm going to read a couple
how many school
comments.
shootings we have? I don't. You have to think deeper than that. Why is this happening? Why? Why are people going to the schools? Why are people going to move there shooting people up? Why?
You're trying to look for rational explanations to an irrational problem. All right, we're starting out with irrational people. Okay.
I know, but why are they
what
irrational?
goes
I
through
know
their
you and I, we all grew up, and I didn't worry about going to the movie theater. I didn't worry about growing up in school. Why is it happening? My question.
Well, and you could also say, why is it only in this country? For the most part,
it is only in this country. They don't do it everywhere. They don't do it every other country. They do it here. It happens here. I'm just wondering why is it happening here. I think it's the stress.
It's the price you pay for freedom.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, this is a comment from Flycat. She's saying the first thing a dictatorial government does is to disarm the citizenry. And he also said guns don't kill people, however, with those who use them or using them.
Well, I know that as far, people who follow history said one of the first things that Hitler did was to disarm the people, take away their guns, okay? Because a lot of people use the same argument when they talk about Obama. Okay, there's a big difference between Hitler and Obama. Okay.
Oh, well, I hope so. Hope there is. Hitler. Look, people say propaganda. We all know what happened, But he was just one angry German. He was pissed off what was going on in his country. He tried to do the right thing, but then the psychopath did the wrong thing on his side.
Well, what he tried to do, after World War I, the Allies, England, United States, and France, put all the blame on Germany for the First World War. Made them pay heavily in reparations, and forbade them to have a standing army. This was all part of the Versailles Treaty after World War I. Hitler came to power after a very weak Weimar Republic. The Weimar Republic was Germany's attempt at democracy, and there was unemployment was like 40%. There were no jobs. So the first thing Hitler did after he took the guns away was he looked for a scapegoat, and Hitler's scapegoat were the Jews.
Yeah.
Why? Because the Jews were the bankers. The Jews controlled the money. And it was very easy.
You're right. Well, look, I'll time out for a second, but only because you're going in and out again. I can hardly hear you. Your voice is going in and out, Dr. Marc.
Well, I'm trying real hard.
Now you're clear.
I'm trying real hard. But the Hitler tried to raise the feeling of nationalism within the German people. And he did. In fact, he was even, Time Magazine chooses their person of the year based upon how effective that person is in making change.
God, Marc, you're going in and out. You're going in and out.
Well, all right, how am I now?
Perfect.
Okay. What happened was in the 30s, one year, Hitler was the person of the year because his policies affected that much change in Germany. But what Germany needed was a scapegoat. And Hitler convinced the people that the scapegoat, the reason for all their problems, were the Jews. Whether every German hated a Jew, I don't know. I really can't say. I know that in Hitler's inner circle, yes, they all hated them. But, that was the way that Hitler raised the pride within the German people. the nationalism.
Right, he did that, and he definitely did that. I mean, obviously, he went. You know what? Not give him credit. I hate to say it that way. Obviously, we all know what he did was, horrific and catastrophic. It's just that he was a man who fought for his country, and he fought.
Well, he was a person who made a German feel proud to be a German.
That's why I'm half German. I know he fought. He went. I don't know how it went awry, with him, but I give him. I'm not sure. I'd take him back. No credit for him, but he was fought for his country, his people. He wasn't doing it for himself. He was doing it for his people.
He did do it for himself. Let's be honest. That was an ulterior motive.
I never met him, so I don't know. But I'm saying,
I never met him either.
He caused wars, and he fought. Was it for himself? I don't know. But how he went about it with the Holocaust and all, that's indescribable. You all know that. It's just that I give him at least he fought. I like to fight, and he fought. Not again, he did it the wrong way, but Jesus, how does someone cause 2 world wars?
When you think about the history of the German people, a proud people.
Yeah, proud people. Right.
The brilliant minds that came out of Germany. And look, I don't want to. You have to admit that many of them were Jewish. Okay. Before there was all this anti-Semitism, but philosophers, medicine, mathematicians, in music. He took Wagner's music and adapted it for his army. Okay, Wagner was very much nationalistic for the German people.
All right, we know we've been neglecting.
Well, I think.
We've been. Yeah.
Man, you guys are going in and out, but I still hear you though. But you're going in and out on the.
Well, Dan, listen. I just want to read a couple more comments from Flycatch.
Okay, go.
He's saying the other countries use alternative form of weapons in lieu of firearms. Okay, there's no difference. He said just read Mein Kampf.
Well, Mein Kampf is my battle. That was my
problem.
Yeah.
Obama
is doing the same thing by proclaiming that illegal alien children are the hope of our future. In so many words, he's said that white Americans count no more. White Americans are being demonized under the administration. What do you think of that, Dan?
I don't think we're being
Felix,
demonized.
I tell you, you're just going in and out. I don't want to comment on something I really fully hear.
Can you hear me?
I hear you. You, Dr. Marc, you talk. I can't hear Felix.
Oh. I think that the country gets stronger when we have a diversified people. Let's face it, a lot of the jobs that, and I'm not saying illegal aliens are the only ones who do it, but a lot of jobs are being done that Americans don't want to do.
I agree with that person
seriously.
Because I don't want to cut my grass. I
what was
don't
that?
want, like you're saying, the jobs we don't want. I don't want to cut my grass. Yeah, a landscaper come.
I have news for you.
However, it's
my grass never looks so good.
Yeah, it never looks so good, right? I don't want to do that. I grew up. I'm near sure you grew up. I used to cut my own grass with a lawnmower. I haven't seen a lawnmower. I wouldn't even.
You know what it is also?
I wouldn't know how to use a lawnmower if I saw one. I wouldn't know how to use it. But that was the American way back then, where you get to you cut your own grass, you work your way, and that's how you do it.
Well, first of all, back in the 20s, okay, and the Industrial Revolution, you didn't have any unions. The bosses called all the shots, and there was no such thing as a 40-hour work week. There was no such thing as sick time.
No, just keep working.
On one hand, that's true. On one hand, unions are very good, and they protect the hard-working people. But then you have people who take advantage of the union, and unions also protect the real pieces of garbage who are members.
I agree with you 100%. I agree.
The people who abuse the union. And on top of everything else, you have successful American companies like IBM, Xerox, Google, Microsoft, Amazon, that are not unionized, but they take very good care of their workers.
Right. That's what to me. That's what to me life is about. Is take care of one another, and this union stuff really drives me nuts.
If you work for Amazon, Google, Microsoft, Apple, all right, everything is free. They have first of all, they have like 50,000 people working for them in their headquarters. They have gyms set up. They have babysitting services set up. All the food is free. Transportation, you name it. They take very good care of their employees in order to keep the unions out.
I know.
I guess.
Well, first off, guys, you guys have got to fix your headsets. Dr. Marc, you're going in and out too.
Well, I'm trying.
Keep the piece to your head or something. I keep you in and out.
If I put it any closer to my mouth, it would be in my mouth.
Hey,
that
Dan.
sounds terrible.
Dan,
anyway.
How do you hear me? Dan,
Felix sounds very far away.
I sound far away now?
No, now you're good. Now you're good.
It says white Americans. Let me read a couple of more articles. Things that he said. Let's see what he has here. He's got this guy. He says Obama is doing the same thing by proclaiming the illegal alien as the future of the country. Okay, you're accepting a big lie. The illegals come here and undermine the wage scale. The new wave of immigrants, legal or otherwise, are not assimilating, and they demand we accept their cultures and language.
Okay. You know what it is with the problem? One of the main problems with our country is that, look, they're children, so we all have hearts, and we want to take care of children. But the immigrants that come here. Who was it? Schumer that wanted to give driver's license to immigrants that came here? Is that Schumer? Was it Dr. Marc or Felix? Wanted to give licenses to or Clinton? Who was it?
No, what's his name? They want to in New York. They want to give them state citizenship so they can have licenses.
Yeah, look, they're children, so your hearts go out to them. They're kids, and we all love kids.
Anyway,
however,
Dan, I hate
that.
Yeah.
However, you can't. There's a lot of money involved in it, taking care of them, and trying to find parents or assimilate them. But what I've seen in America, and man, I'm getting a lot of haters right now. The problem with America, we grew up in everyone, whether you're Italian, Irish, well, Jewish doesn't matter because you guys have all the same language. You speak the language, you learn the language, you're in America. These people don't care. They don't speak the language. They don't care. Spanish, come over, they just... And the rudest thing to me is when I walk around, it's like I have to learn their language. That's how many Spanish people come over here. I have to speak their language.
That's what Flycatch is saying. Exactly what Flycatch is saying, Dan.
Right.
They're not assimilating in the country.
This is America. Italians are proud. Irish are proud. I mean, Jewish people are proud, but you spoke about language, English language anyway, but you speak the language. These people don't give a flying F. They speak their own. They don't even know English. Like
Flycatch says, when you make a phone call, press 1 for English and 2 for Spanish.
Right, Spanish, right. That is so disturbing to me. I hate it every single time. What makes it worse in our country, sorry to sound political here, but when you're calling like whatever, or your credit card, you're talking to India. They don't understand anything. They're robots. Just be a human. Be an American. Be normal. Like you're saying, I hate that calls when they say in English too, Spanish too. Wait a minute. This is America.
No, you know what I find very funny, Dan? Can you hear me?
Yeah. Well, you're in and out, but I hear you.
All right. I find very funny that when you're having a computer problem, and if you're somebody like me who is so illiterate in computers, they route your call to India,
right?
And I don't understand the damn thing they're saying.
Right, that's my point. That's why I was talking to you guys. They don't. They transfer you India, and you're the hell are you talking about?
And then you ask them, "What's your name?" "Oh, my name is James Bond."
Yeah.
"Oh, my name is Johnny Cash." They all have American names or English names.
Tell them my name is Sanjay Gupta.
No, you don't hear that.
Oh, that's
CNN.
Dr. Marc, the most funniest thing you said there. So true. They just transfer you to India, and right away, it's so frustrating. You ask them a personal question, they just say, "Well, hit like dots." It's just crazy talking to these people overseas. Why our country business to save a dime. That's why our country did that. Because someone over there in India is getting paid 10 cents an hour opposed to whatever, a union getting person $20 an hour. It's funny in the conversation because that's so true. They transfer you. I'm just trying to check my credit card balance, and I got transferred to India. Or
okay,
India
also one last comment from Flycatch. Flycatch is multilingual. He speaks German and English, Dan.
Yeah,
so he's got,
sort of Italian. I'm half Italian, but I really don't. I understand more than I can speak.
Well, personally, I think that the more languages a person speaks, it can only benefit them in the long run. The problem with Americans...
Oh, I know that, of course. Especially in my industry and the industry, bilingual is definitely great. But unfortunately, I hate to say unfortunately, Spanish is happen to be the number one to do, to speak.
The problem with Americans is that Americans expect everyone in the world to speak English. Now, in overseas, in China, in Japan, in Europe, okay, they learn English as a second language from the time they're in primary school.
Right.
I mean, here we teach English, and half of our students can't even speak the proper English.
Oh, right. That's right. You're exactly right.
English is the hardest language to learn because you learn a rule and then you read 2 or 3 pages of exceptions to the rule. In a foreign language,
English is only hard because you don't get people don't get the what's the word I'm looking for? I don't
English
know, the
has
expressions.
so many, English has so many subtle differences. Okay, when you speak and say things, an expression means more than one thing.
Right, exactly. Expressions. That's actually what I was looking for. Expressions mean 2 different things how you say it, and other languages are not like that. They're just blunt. English, you can say something and it means 2 or 3 different things. But if you're English, you know what it means.
When you learn Spanish, German, French, Italian,
they don't have those differences. English has this difference thing where one thing means another thing. Unless you know the language, then you know what they mean. Something means.
What you see is
speaking German, Italian.
There are no exceptions to any rule. Okay, that's why English is so difficult.
I don't know. Also,
the 3 of us has no difficulty, but for someone trying to learn it, oh yeah. I still also tell you firsthand, and being in the airport, and when I hang out at the Hilton, the languages are just so different. They're so raw and blunt, and I don't understand the language. They don't understand ours. I mean, I'm just trying to be funny. They don't know if it's funny or not when I say something in English. They don't understand. They don't know whether it's funny or not.
Well,
they don't get.
We just got
when I say a simple thing like, "Hey, you're pretty cool," to a guy, he doesn't know what that means.
Yeah. And then we got a couple more comments from Flycatch because it's getting late, and we don't want to think we forgot about him.
Yeah, go ahead.
He says your wages go up, and so does everything else. You have not gained a dime. It's true. Every time Social Security only gets raised when the cost of living goes up. That's the whole problem with America. We are all working double to make the same wage, yet everything else is doubled, and we're not getting paid for it. And it's not fair. That's why everyone blames our leader, Obama, because everything doubled. Groceries, milk, whatever you want to call it. Going out to dinner, but our wages not just stayed the same, went down. A lot of cases,
all I know is when I started teaching, I was earning $7,600 a year, and the money went further then, than it did when I retired. And unlike some of my friends in industry who retired with the salaries in 6 figures, I never earned 6 figures in my life.
Well, that's what's so scary. You're in poverty. If you live in New York right now, making $100,000 a year, you're in poverty. If you have 2 kids, a wife, $100,000 a year, oh yeah, that sounds great. No, you're in poverty. You are totally in poverty. I'm sorry to say that, but that's how it is. $100,000 a year to not make it here in New York.
Dan, this is a couple of things that we want to hear real quick from our friend Flycatch. He says, if we're aware that the Chinese is being taught in the schools, they're 1/3 of the population of the world, probably, right? The Chinese or something like that?
Yeah.
A large population. And he's also saying that, hey, this is for you, Dan. Italians speak with their hands. You know what I mean? And then this thing is good, what he's saying. Gentlemen, we're going into a depression, and you will feel it in August. You'll see it starting in August, or feel it starting in August. I hope not. I hope you're wrong, Flycatch.
I hope he's wrong too, but hey, look.
I disagree with that person who said that only because I think we're in one and no one wants to wake up to it. We're in one.
Well, I don't. Well, we're not in depression yet.
In August, whoever said that, I just think he's wrong as far as we're in one, and we're just living off monies. I mean, the little monies we have. We're living off them, and it's here. I don't think I'll wait till August. The thing's already here. If you're smart enough, you live off what you have. But I think we're already in one. I don't care. I don't want to blame Obama for it, but everyone looks for to blame somebody for something. But I think we're already in one. I mean, they say the second time's coming around as far as another depression or whatever, recession. But I think we're already in it. No one just wants to wake up and see it.
No, not recession. He's saying depression. He's saying he's not wrong. Go to the grocery store and watch.
Whoever's doing that is right. Depression. I think he's wrong with his date as far as August. I think it's here. People just don't want to wake up and smile in the morning and realize it's here. We go. I tell you something. We go to war, Iraq, or we're going to be really in deep trouble. The United States is already in deep trouble. It's just sad that how I grew up in a nice safe zone, and now dealing with fight every day basically for your kids' safety at school. For you're paying your taxes. I was paying $22,000 a year in property taxes for what? Go to war?
Yeah.
That's what the problem
anyway,
is. That's what I feel with America. I was paying $22,000 a year in taxes. I'm sending off kids I don't know to the army to protect our country. What are you protecting? If you're going to die over protecting your country. We're not protecting our country.
All right, then.
I'm here. You guys got to go? Oh, no. You're flushing down the toilet?
That's it. The toilet is flushing.
Thanks, George. Flushing down the toilet. Thanks a lot. So, anyway, guys, always good calling your show.
Always good talking to you.
All right, then.
Say thank you.
Good night, guys. Always nice talking to you.
And Flycatch, thank you for writing your comments. We'll wait for your last one and see what you got to say, and then we're going to have to say goodnight. As I see you are typing, so I'll let you go ahead and finish up. Our military has turned into mercenaries for hire. I agree with you.
What? Military?
It becomes mercenaries. He's right.
Except if that's the case, they're a highly underpaid mercenary.
That's true. All right, gentlemen. Thank you again, Flycatch. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
To us. We're on
Flycatch.
Good night.
Thank you. Good night again, everybody. It's time for us to go. We're going to put off a little bit of a song for everybody to hear now. Good night.
And now, we would like to salute all the men and women who have served in every branch of our armed forces. As the orchestra and chorus perform the Armed Forces Medley, we invite those of you in the audience who have served or who are currently serving to please stand and join in as your song is presented. United States Coast Guard. United